Da 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 da, Squaredy Jones. Da 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 da, Squaredy Jones.
Squaredy Jones in the circus. Squaredy Jones was an ordinary little boy, except he was square.
One day, Squaredy and his mummy were at the shops. "Look, Mummy," said Squaredy, "the circus is coming to town." He pointed excitedly at the large poster displayed in the window. There were lions and elephants and jugglers and clowns, and in the middle of it all a top-hatted ringmaster in a bright red coat. "Oh yes," said Squaredy's mummy, "but I'm afraid it's too expensive. We can't afford to go this year, maybe when you're older." Squaredy looked a little bit sad, so his mummy said, "But you can always see the parade. Then you would be able to see the animals." At this Squaredy cheered up slightly, as he had always wanted to see a real elephant rather than just ones in books. Later that day the circus did arrive in town. There was a small band at the front, followed by a man on stilts giving out leaflets, a juggler, a clown, then the ringmaster on a horse and carriage. Behind the ringmaster's carriage, an elephant was pulling along a large truck. Squaredy could see through the boughs in the truck that there was a tiger, and behind that a fierce-looking lion. The next truck was very small, and Squaredy didn't know what sort of animals would be in it at all, but then he realised this was the caravan for the circus performers to live in. Next came a huge long lorry with the pretty coloured circus tent all folded up, and last but not least a little trailer with the monkey in.
"Hooray!" shouted Squaredy.
Squaredy had a lovely time watching the parade, and the man on stilts gave him a leaflet promising him 50p off the first performance of the circus. Everything was going well until a little mouse appeared out of nowhere. Well, it didn't come from nowhere actually, it came out of Squaredy's pocket. Down his trouser leg it ran, and along towards the elephant. He was Squaredy's pet mouse, and nobody knew about him. In fact, nobody will find out through the whole of this story unless you tell someone. So his mouse escaped and scurried down his legs and scampered along by the elephant. Now, as you know, elephants are very frightened of mice, so at the sight of this tiny little creature, the elephant reared up and ran away as fast as he could go. As he did this, the trailer got jiggles, and the bars opened, and the tiger started to escape. At the same time, the horse came out of his harness and started to run away, and in the middle of the commotion, even the monkey worked out to open his cage doors and escaped too. The ringmaster was very worried. The poor ringmaster was so shocked that it took several minutes before he calmed down the remaining animals and got them to stay in their cages. Then he decided that they must try to find the missing animals, because without them the first night of the circus would not be very good. So he sent the other circus performers off to find the other animals. Squaredy had another idea. In his shopping basket he had some very tasty things which he thought the animals might like. Now the first thing in his shopping basket was some very tasty cream buns. He put one down on the floor, and who should come up but the friendly elephant. Smelling the cream bun through his trunk, the elephant started to come towards where Squaredy was and started to eat the bun. While he was doing this, Squaredy very gently led him back with the ear back to the ringmaster. "How can I ever repay you?" said the ringmaster. But at that time Squaredy was gone looking for the next animal. The next item in the shopping basket was some crunchy carrots.
Yum!
Squaredy was now back at the patch where he had caught the elephant, and he put the carrots down on the floor. No sooner had he done that than the missing horse came round the corner and started to eat the carrots. He had smelled them with his nose and liked them. As soon as he ate the carrots, Squaredy stroked his mane and took hold of his reins. As soon as the horse had finished eating, Squaredy led him back to the ringmaster. Do you know what else Squaredy had in his basket? Well, luckily he had
a banana, banana, banana.
He decided he would open a banana and wait for the smell of bananas to catch on the wind. He did this, and who should come down from the tree?
But a friendly monkey.
The monkey dropped right into his arms, and as he chomped on the banana, Squaredy was able to walk and carry him back to the ringmaster. "Goodness me, all my missing animals returned," said the ringmaster. "That's marvellous, Squaredy. Well, we haven't much money as we're poor gypsy folk, but you can come to the circus free on Saturday," said the ringmaster. So, on Saturday, Squaredy and his mummy were able to enjoy a good trip to the circus without paying any money, and Mummy didn't mind at all that a cream bun, a carrot and a banana were missing from her shopping. Now the last animal to be caught was Squaredy's mouse, who hopped back into his pocket when all the commotion had died down, and nobody ever knew that he was the cause of all the problems. You won't tell anyone, will you?
No.
Do 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 do.
Bane! Stop it! I'm trying to do my performance, says the ringmaster.
The end.
Bye, Squaredy. See ya next time.